So in this video, we're gonna try to solve a more difficult equation, okay, where we can see that we have a lot of stuff in this side, right? We have a 2 in the other side. So again, what's the purpose of solving equations? Remember, it's to find the x, right? So we have to keep unfolding, right, until we get, right, where the x is. That's the point. Okay, so we have to find the x. So let's try to actually do the same thing here. Again, we cannot do anything. We have to choose the right operation to do. Otherwise, this is gonna be wrong. And that's what usually where people gets things wrong. What's the first thing to do in this side of the equation to try to leave x by itself? The first thing I can do here, and the only, it's, I mean, I could do other things, but it would be more complex. So the first thing I want to get rid of is this positive one. So I want to cancel this positive one. I'm going to use a subtracting one both sides, right? So again, when I subtract this, this is going to be 0, right? And I'm going to do 2 minus 1 on the other side. So when I'm going to have, and I'm sorry, it's 2 cosine of 4x. The plus 1 is gone, and we're going to have 2 minus 1, which is 1. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I just want to get rid of this 2. And again, if you don't know how to proceed, it's just practice. You just see few videos, and eventually you're going to know what to do, okay? It's very intuitive. Just practice, 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 and you're going to get it. So now if we divide over 2 in this side, this 2 is going to cancel out, and then we're going to have a dividing 2 on the other side, which is the same thing as thinking that this 2 goes to the other side dividing. So we're going to have cosine of 4x equals 1/2. Okay. Now let's think, if we look at the unit circle, when is cosine 1/2? So we look at the unit circle and we remember that the cosine is the left value. For which angles is cosine 1/2? So let's look at it. Oh, look at this, for 60. For 60, cosine is 1/2, right? So, oh, and for which other one? So if we look the symmetry and we understand the symmetry of the cosine, this is also happening at 300, right? 300, also the cosine is 1/2. So again, we can use a calculator to do that. So what we have here is that, you know what? Let's do it step by step. We took here the arc cosine. We can do it with a calculator, right? Arc cosine both sides. And we have 4x equals arc cosine of 1/2. And as we saw, again, you can do it with a calculator if you wish. What we saw is actually that we have two solutions, two set of solutions. One is 60 plus 360 times n, and then the other one is 300, right? 300 plus 360 times n, correct? Now, after I have these two solutions, I can write this 4x equals, and again I have two solutions, 60 plus 360 times n, and 300 plus 360 times n. Again, this 4x, if we think about it, let me write it maybe here, right? If the cosine of x is like this, the cosine of 4x is going to be something like this. I'm not going to be very precise, but what I'm trying to tell you is that this goes up and down more times. I'm not precise. I don't want to be precise, but I just want to make sure you understand that this has been compressed. This cosine, because of this 4x, this cosine has been compressed. okay? And because of that, it's gonna go so 4 times. Here, it's not going 4 times, okay? I just want you to imagine the situation. So now, I'm gonna solve each one of these equations separately. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 4x equals 60 plus 4x equals 60 plus 360 times n, okay? And then I'm gonna write the other one here. I just want to make sure you guys see properly, okay? And this one, it's for this one, 4x equal this, 4x equals 300 plus 360 times n, okay? How do I solve this? I just have to divide over 4 both sides to cancel this 4. So we can solve for x, so I have to divide over 4 both sides, in here and in here, divide over 4. So what I'm gonna have left is x equals 60 over 4 plus 360 times n over 4. The same in here, x equals 300 over 4 plus 360 times n over 4, right? If you take the calculator and you do the math of it, what you're gonna get is, for this one, you get 15, 60 over 4 is 16, plus, and this is 90 times n for this one, right? That's one solution. Again, it happens 4 times more frequently, not every 360, but every 90, while this one is 75 degrees plus 90 degrees times n, okay? So this is the other answer. Okay, guys, I hope it helps.